Why can't we get by in this country anymore just working one fucking job like our parents and grandparents did? But when did survival become a group project? Everybody's so quick to yell, just work harder, grind more, pick a side hustle. But the real question is, why the hell should we have to? Why is one full-time job no longer enough to afford food, rent, and peace of mind? Why are we working 50, 60 hours a week away from our families and, still checking our bank apps like we committed a crime? Why is owning a home now treated like some luxury fantasy instead of the bare minimum of our parents achieved with a high school diploma and a single paycheck? Why are people forced to DoorDash after 10-hour shifts just to afford eggs, gas, and maybe prescription medicine, maybe even diapers? Why do people celebrate people working for themselves into exhaustion, but shame them for admitting they're struggling? Why do we keep pretending this is normal? You shouldn't need a second job to just keep your head above water. You shouldn't have to burn out just to barely get by. Why is everything rising except our wages? This isn't laziness. This isn't lack of ambition. I mean, this is like a system designed to drain you and convince you that it's your fault. I mean, it's not your fault. You're not behind. We're being buried alive and then told to be grateful for the dirt.
I'm getting ready for my job that I'm overqualified for. I made a job posting a few weeks ago describing the job market and how hard it is, especially in Dallas. And you know how it's impossible to get a job. And if you do get the job, you're most likely overqualified. And all the people in the comments, well, not all the people, it was actually very supportive. A lot of people are just like, oh, work 2 jobs, apply more, mess with your resume. Why do you think you're overqualified? Bet you're not overqualified. Bet you don't have anything to show, or blah, 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 blah. I feel pretty validated now that the job the job report came out. We're fucked. This is a terrible job market. Unless you believe that numbers and facts are just made up. And they might be. But this is a job report done by the Trump administration. So if you are one of those people that are like, oh, you're not qualified for anything, you should just work harder, a lot of the times, those are going to be your diehard Republicans, and they're just ignorant. Look at the numbers. This job market is terrible. Terrible. I hope that everybody's finding some sense of luck out there, but I know that nobody's getting jobs, and I know how hard it is. I'm in the same boat. Hopefully it gets better. And by the way, if you were wondering, pretty much the only jobs right now hiring is healthcare. And it's even hospitality, a job field that's usually booming because a lot of people like to come to America. Well, that's not the truth anymore. People aren't coming to America. We're not a very welcoming country when you try and ship everybody out all the time. So pretty much every field is suffering here except for healthcare. So it's not just you. Don't feel bad about it. It's everybody.
Just a subtle reminder to check in on your unemployed friends. Because it is tough out here, y'all. Being in the job market today is so draining. Like literally so more draining than having a full-time job. Because you've got to be so many things all at once. I've got to be positive and hopeful, right? Whenever I'm applying to jobs or whenever I'm doing interviews. I've got to be diligent, showing up every day to apply for more jobs and keep seeking them out, even if I'm already in process with others. I've got to handle the mental weight all day long of wondering what the freak I'm going to do next. Like, at what point is it time to go apply to Starbucks? At what point is corporate just not happening anymore? And you got to hang it up and try something new. And you have to weigh that all day long. Like, not to mention feeling guilty for not having income. If you have a partner, if you have family that's helping you, feeling guilty, right? While being stuck and not knowing what to do. Like, I'm really hitting a breaking point with this job market right now. And this is freaking embarrassing to put online, right? For people I might know or past coworkers to see, but like, it's real. And I'm at a freaking breaking point where I can't take it anymore. And I know I've posted stuff like this before, and a lot of y'all were in the same boat. So I'm hoping maybe that can give me some peace of mind as well. But it's freaking exhausting. I miss being able to go to dinner without thinking about it, without knowing I'm accumulating more debt on my credit card, or being able to plan trips or activities with people, because when you're unemployed, if you're not in the situation, you probably don't get it. You can't plan ahead. People want to come visit me and come stay with me or want me to come visit them. I don't know if I'll be starting a new job in 3 months. Probably not at this point, but I can't plan ahead. So you have to remain positive and hopeful. You have to deal with the guilt of day to day being with your partner or your family and them seeing it weigh on you, but you can't get down about it. You have to remain positive in the interview process and hopeful and confident in your skills. You have to maintain your relationships, but you can't plan or do anything. You have to maintain your mental sanity, but that basically equals like going on walks and just going to visit friends and do nothing because you can't afford to do anything, and maybe going to the gym because you can't afford any other activities. Like, I'm a pretty positive and resilient person. I've been through a lot in life. I know this will pass. I know that. But being in it is hard and it sucks. It friggin'. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen at this point. I really don't know. I'm so over it. I'm so over it.
Hello everyone, it's Anthony here in the park. If you read the jobs report the other day, only 22,000 jobs were added in the US economy. But the worst of all is Texas. This year alone, there has been 145,000 layoffs in Texas alone. So there is a job crisis in Texas, and people are mad at it. Trump's tariffs are taking hold. I saw a report the other day that in states which have financial distress, Texas was number 1. Florida was number 2. Can't remember the other in the top 10 list. But in top 10, Republican states were 7. One of the reasons that makes Texas have financial distress is housing. Only 25% of the housing is affordable to the average American. True fact, the housing sector in Texas is unaffordable. Tariffs. The tariffs have made a huge reduction in the sales tax collected in Texas. It has made so. The tariffs have really hit the the Texas economy really bad. The other thing is these deportations. You know, these labor force, they were used in construction in Texas. They were used in farms in Texas. So after the huge deportations, groceries and housing has become unaffordable because of the sourcing of American labor, which is minimal and unaffordable.
Okay, I did not realize that it was going to be so challenging finding a job here in Texas. We've been here since the very end of January, and I think because I'm looking for a remote position so I could be home with the babies and save us some money, that's making it a little bit more difficult just to find a position. And at this point, I am so open to almost anything as long as I can work from home. I know there's opportunities here in Texas. I know there are. I just have to really find them. So if you're in Texas, you have a business, and you need to hire somebody remotely, I'm here. I have a background in business marketing. I have a certificate in social media marketing. So if you guys need help putting your business online, I can help you out there. I just really want to be able to help out my family more and to be able to actually save up to buy a home one day. But it's hard when mama can't find work, and I don't know if it's looked down on that I've just been a stay-at-home mom for so long. I'm not sure. But I can say during that time of being a stay-at-home mom, I have always done things to better myself, so I could possibly get a job. I'll just throw in that I do have a very strong work ethic, and I just love to help others.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but somebody needs to say it. The job market in 2025 is a joke. It is not what they're saying it is. It's not all getting better. It's not all these jobs added to the job market. There may be jobs that have been added to the job market, but I promise you, they are not the jobs that we all are thinking about. These are not career jobs. These are not corporate jobs. There is an abundance of companies that have been cutting jobs across the board for the last year. Audi laid off employees, Stellantis laid off employees, a bunch of other automakers laid off employees. You had Microsoft kill 9,000 jobs last week. It is happening across all sectors. Transportation and logistics companies have been firing great employees at probably, I would say, record pace for what I've seen in the last 15 years in the transportation and logistics industry. You have top earners, top sellers, top dogs in the company getting canned for no reason. It happened to me back in 2023. I was a VP with the highest sales numbers in the company, and I was let go. And it wasn't just me. It was my entire team. It was the entire sales team. We were all canned for no reason, terminated, given papers to file unemployment and told to walk. And the reason they listed was performance. That's what they said. The states wouldn't help us. Nobody would advocate for us. Lawyers didn't want to get involved. And we all lost 6-figure salaries overnight. Nothing is getting better in the job market right now. You know, I'm one of the people that voted for Trump. And I got to say, I'm highly disappointed in Trump right now. I'm highly disappointed in the lies that are being perpetuated to the American people, because that's what it is. It's a lie. Corporate jobs are failing at alarming rates. People are losing their careers at alarming rates. And the recruiting right now is an absolute joke. You have AI auto responses. You have artificial intelligence replacing recruiters. You are getting zero engagement from a lot of these job ads, whether it's LinkedIn, Indeed, whatever. No questionnaire sent back, no communication sent back from a human, nothing. You just get an AI auto response a few weeks or a month later saying, hey, thanks for applying, blah, blah, blah. We've elected to go another route. They're all the same message. All of them are. It is bad right now in America. It's very, very, very bad, and no one is talking about how to fix it. And it's dangerous, because the other flip side of this is you got companies that are literally offering rates from 15 and 20 years ago, salary rates. I've got job offers for literally $35,000, $45,000 to go do what is a job that demands a 6-figure salary. I got told by a company that they wanted me to head up a whole brand new division in my city, be the branch manager, president, recruiter, head of operations, head of hiring, head of training, doing 5 people's jobs that all called for very high salaries. And they wanted me to do all of those for under 6 figures a year. And then taxes would come out at the end of the year. But in the hours that they told me they wanted me to work, by the time I divided out those hours by the salary they offered, it came out to a line cook's salary, a line cook's hourly wage. I'd be better off being a line cook and working the hours that they asked me to work, because I wouldn't have to answer my phone after I was off work. But with their job, I had to answer my phone 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It's a joke right now. The economy is in the trash can, and somebody needs to start giving us answers on how we're going to fix this, because I don't see any. If somebody doesn't start answering these questions, we the people are going to have to start demanding answers, because our money has clearly been stolen. They have been funneling our money into all these hidden groups, these hidden nonprofits, NGOs, everything else. And the American people are hurting big time. We need answers. We demand answers, and we want them now.
Hello, it's Anthony again. We are going to have an end to this video. So, if you have watched this video, I want you to tell me in the comments, do you think that giving tax cuts to billionaire is of any advantage to this country? Because we claim that let's give these guys tax cuts because they bring employment to our country. Let's look at Facebook. Let's look at Chat GPT. These are organizations or companies or corporations run by billionaires. But when they are training their AI models, what they do, they outsource their labor abroad. Apple, they outsource their labor abroad. Microsoft, they outsource their labor abroad. When I saw the recent AI trainings, what they were doing, they were contracting companies which were giving jobs to Africans, to Indians, to people in Southeast Asia, people who could do so for low wages. When in the real sense, Americans are jobless. People whose government is giving them tax cuts, they are jobless. So, what is the essence of giving these people tax cuts when they cannot give back to the society? Hmm? Despite innovation, which is good, how else have these billionaires been able to give back to the society, which is giving them these tax cuts? In which way are they giving back to the society? Tell me. Tell me. So, guys, let's find a way to get these tax cuts too. Yes, we can. You can. I don't know the process, but I'll have to research on it further. But we can. Yes. Because we cannot be paying 25% of our income when the billionaires are only paying 8%. We must contribute equally to these uh, government taxes. If not so, maybe let them bring employment back to America.